You're welcome back to Nationwide, where we're meeting people who are their idols' greatest fans. And the next person we're going to introduce you to was so taken with his hero that he decided to put on those blue suede shoes and to wear the white suit and to become Ireland's answer to Elvis Presley. Well, recently I went to meet the Irish King, aka Mark Lean, at his home in Tralee. And if you're an Elvis fan, you're going to love this.
I'm in Graceland, Graceland, Memphis, Tennessee. I'm going to Graceland.
It's not Memphis, Tennessee, but it is the Memphian, just outside Tralee in County Kerry. And it's the home of Mark Lean, who's otherwise known as Emerald Elvis. Well, seeing as we're in the kingdom, and every kingdom needs a king, here he is. Oh, what an entrance. The gates say it all, Mark.
Welcome.
The gates are amazing.
They are. They're exact scale replicas of the gates at Elvis's home in Memphis in Tennessee. And we're very, very proud of them. Mm-hmm. They're great. You know, I wake up every morning and feel like Elvis.
You feel as if you're in Graceland.
Yeah.
Well, we better go and see all the other bits and pieces that you have.
After you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Please put your hands together and welcome to the stage, the Emerald Elvis, Mr. Mark Lean.
Mark, when you said a cup of tea, I didn't realise you were going to go to all this trouble.
Well, it's the least I can do, Mary, when you come to visit us here at Disgraceland.
Disgraceland. Tell me, first of all, how did it get started for you?
Well, I've always loved Elvis. I had an uncle, he was buying records. He moved in with us when I was a little kid, and he was buying Elvis records, and I had a fascination with Elvis. The first high I ever had was listening to Elvis doing Hound Dog. And then after that, karaoke came out in the early 90s, and I started getting up doing Elvis songs, and people continued to ask for it. And then once I did it in Limerick, and Jerry Ryan, the late Jerry Ryan, happened to see me. And I didn't think he'd remember me. He says, "You're good." He said, "I must get you on the show sometime." He had a show called Secrets. This would have been about 1990. My first professional gig then would have been about 1997.
So was Jerry Ryan, in a way, gave you your start?
He was.
How much time did you have to put into perfecting the persona? Because you have all the moves and everything, haven't you?
Yeah, well, I've seen people now that really go overboard. But to me, I'm just Mark Lean from Tralee with my Kerry accent. But when I get up on the stage, you know, pick up the mic. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to sing a song especially for a beautiful lady down there. Her name is Mary, and the song is called Mary in the Morning. Nothing's quite as pretty as Mary in the morning. When through a sleepy haze I see her smiling there.
Well,
and so
that's a very nice way to be serenaded, I have to tell you, Mark. I was with Elvis there. I was. Oh my goodness me. So you've actually taken on aspects of his personality.
You have to be believable in the role. It's like an acting role, you know. But I feel very close to Mary. I'm going to be quite tearful, I suppose, in private when I have to say goodbye to it.
Nothing but a hound dog.
You've got so many aspects of Elvis, not just on your person, but right all around the place here. I mean, I'm looking, there's a sign up there for Heartbreak Hotel. There's a clock over there that has pictures of Elvis on it. Mm-hmm. There are so many pieces around here. I take it this is not all, Mark. I understand there are other aspects of Elvis in other parts of the house. Can we have a look at them?
Of course you are. You're more than welcome.
Can we do that?
Come with me.
Well,
Absolutely.
since my baby left me, I found a new place.
So we're now entering Elvis Presley Boulevard.
We are indeed, and we keep the costumes in
my
different
goodness.
places. That's the Aloha from Hawaii costume. 1973, the 40th anniversary is next week of that particular suit, and that's the cape off of it down here, Mary.
That is
Have a look
stunning.
at that. Yeah, there's over 15,000 stones and studs in the whole thing, and I'll throw that out to the crowd next weekend at the concert.
And will you get it back?
No, they keep
That's
it.
a gift.
They keep it, yeah, they keep it. Whoever catches it keeps it, you know.
So where do you get the costumes, Mark?
Well, I get them from the same people that made Elvis's. I mean, they come from Clarksville, Indiana. A guy called Bill Ballou made them, and you know, these are made from the exact same.
Do you commission them?
Yes, we do. The peacock suit. This is from 1973, 74 that way, and Elvis
I
loved
remember
the
this.
extravagance
And
of
the belt.
Yeah,
Gosh.
absolutely. Yeah, they're really nice, aren't they? I mean, it's amazing, really. He was probably one of the few people that could carry something like that off.
And you've totally adapted this part of your house to...
It's like a walk-in wardrobe, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a lovely reminder. Is there anywhere else we should be looking at?
There is the games
Wait.
room.
Oh, is that all Elvis themed as well?
Well, Come and have a look.
Okay, let's do that.
Well, now if your baby leaves you gotta tell the tale. Just take a walk down lonely street.
So
What have we here?
This is my vanity room. I come in here sometimes. It's like a pure child's room. I put up lots of pictures around the place of the people I've met.
Bill Clinton here.
President Clinton, he's wonderful. He liked my show, our performance very much. I sang a couple of songs for him, and you know, he was great. He's a big Elvis fan too.
In the land of cotton.
Mark, you've met so many well-known people from all around the world during your Elvis days. If the king was to come through the doors here today, what would you say to him?
That's a good question. I'd thank him. I thank you for being my friend, especially when I had, I suppose, a troubled childhood, and he was always there with me all the way through. His records made me happy, made me high. I loved him. I felt I know him. I know his sense of humour. I'd just be grateful to him.
Now, we're going to go off to a venue that's very close to Mark's heart. Isn't that right, Mark?
Absolutely.
But before we do that, I feel very honoured because Mark has asked me to sign his wall. And I'm looking at some of the other signatures. There's Brendan Boyer, there's Vernon Kay, there's Willie Thorne. So, here we go.
The most beautiful of
I
them all.
feel very humbled.
It's our pleasure.
I feel my temperature rising. Yeah, higher and higher. It's running through my soul.
Wow. What a venue. The stage of the INEC in Killarney. Look at the amount of people it can take.
It's unbelievable, isn't it?
Patrick O'Donoghue, you're the managing director. Must love having people like Mark up on stage filling the house.
Mark is fantastic. He's filled this venue 7 times since we opened it about 10 years ago now. In this setup now we've about just over 2,000 people, but we've a capacity for 2,500, and we'd hope to sell every one of those seats for Mark's show in next week.
Mark, what's it like when you're up on stage and you look out and you get the, I suppose, the energy back from the audience?
It's unbelievable because there's such an air of expectation. I mean, I'd be planning it like a year ahead, and it's my job to entertain them. That's what it's all about. So I live it, sleep it, dream it, everything until such time as it's happened, and I won't be happy until they're happy.
And then after this weekend and after May, you're going to leave all this behind, and yet you speak with such passion about it.
Well, I was passionate about it. Elvis was great. I mean, it's not just anybody you're trying to impersonate. He was the best of the best. And I have a show band tour with of course, Ronan Collins and the lads. I'll be doing a little bit in that. But then May, I'll be 42, and Elvis died at 42.
Well, we look forward now, after May, to hearing your own music, because I understand that you write your own songs as well.
I do. Yeah, people will hear about that when the time comes.
So Elvis may be leaving the building, but Mark Lean is not leaving the building.
No. Elvis must decrease and Mark must increase.
Thank you very much. It's fantastic, ladies and gentlemen.